Well, in a year where history favored a Republican red wave based on the party in power, how did Governor Evers win a second term?
Well, we've got results going back a decade. To bring you a piece of that answer, Naomi Coles is back at the maps, and she has more. Naomi?
This is a map we haven't seen before. I'm really excited about this one because now we can show 5 different Maine elections dating back to 2012 all through yesterday, last night, 2022. And this tells to me such a compelling story. One thing I should mention though, just before I get started, is this map is a bit different style than these. This is just hard red and blue. It doesn't show the margins of votes, whereas these do. So that being set aside, let's go back to 2012. This shows what I would argue is the most purple example in the Obama era, when counties were voting by very close margins for both candidates. This is the last 2018. This is the last governor's race. Now, if I pull out and compare it to the race from last night, what you're going to see is that Evers won by a much larger margin than he did in 2018 in that first map, but he did it while still losing counties that he won in 2018. So counties over here, these were very light blue. He got them by very slight margins. As you can see here, Michaels is picking those up. Michaels is picking up counties, but again, this is the rural part of Wisconsin. And that kind of shows where exactly the story of this entire race is going. This map is almost identical to the 2020 map in terms of which counties were won by Republicans and which counties were won by Democrats. And the story there is Democrats are solidifying their vote. It's crunching down into these urban centers in the state, in Madison, in Dane County, in Milwaukee. Republicans are losing margins in the other big population center, the Fox Valley, and all of this begs a lot of questions. I talked to a couple analysts today about that. You can hear from them next.
Is it split ticket voters? Is it eroding suburbs? Is it a combination? Is it something else?
Yes, all of the above. I think a lot of Republicans today, and probably a lot of Democrats too, feel like Wisconsin sports fans after a weekend where the Wisconsin Badgers win, but then the Packers lose. It's really a mixed bag.
All those places, the biggest kind of vote-producing counties in the state were places where Republicans lost ground, and the gains they were able to make in some of the smaller counties just weren't enough to.
So let's talk about that, what Craig Gilbert just said, losing ground, gaining ground. This is a different map. It's not a results map. It's a map where Michaels gained ground in the red counties and where he lost ground in counties where he might have won but lost points compared to Walker. And again, it kind of goes back to what I was talking about before. He's losing points in the Milwaukee suburbs. That's a Republican base. He's losing points in the Fox Valley. You can't lose points in the massive population centers of Wisconsin and expect to pull out a statewide win. Eric?